Getting some good speed down this stretch. Feel like I'm usually fighting heavy headwind through here. Today it's not so bad. Anyway, hello YouTube. This might be part 2 of a longer video. Got a ride out to the Belmont Rockford area and then a ride back. This is the ride back, in case that wasn't clear. On the way up here, it was nice and cool. It was, I want to say 10 a.m., 10:30-ish. I think it was just before 11:30 when I got to my destination. It is warmer now. Far from oppressively so, but definitely noticeably so. Definitely not enough to make me uncomfortable with riding. Oh, it's coming right in my face too. Oh boy, clip that out of context. There you go. That's a free one for you, YouTube. It's shining right in my face. And it feels really nice. I'm glad I didn't at least, finish the sentence. But if you want to edit around it, someone really wants to do it that badly, you have my blessing, YouTube. Fill your boots. Gonna wave to the cyclist in the intersection there, but decided I wanted to chase the yellow more. Nothing but respect for people that cycle out here, man. I mean, I obviously do. But I don't live here, I'm not beginning my ride up here and ending it here. And if I am, I'm doing it deliberately. And I'm still going home at the end of the day, which is, thank God, not in the suburbs. RIP. A little bit of swelling, some flies, another day maybe. Didn't catch any stink, but I also wasn't inhaling super hard as I rode past. That's what people tune in here for, right? My descriptions of roadkill as I ride past it. That's the content YouTube is looking for, right? Just tell me yes, YouTube, and I'll go away, I promise. Just tell me yes. I just need the dopamine to get me through. Oh man, this might be a good one, YouTube. Feeling relatively strong. Getting a very minor headwind, which again is rare on this stretch. So, let's hammer it. See what we can do. Headwind's picking up a little bit, so I'm not diving into it. Still getting pretty good speed. Whoop, whoop. Woo! Yeah, I don't know what the numbers are on that one, but that felt great. Good times, man. Let's fucking go. Woo! Oh, there's that headwind. That's fine. That's fine. I'm ready for it now. And a thought occurred to me as I was doing that. I didn't want to elaborate while I was bombing, but at least for me, on those super fast bombs, that headwind concerns me a lot less in terms of speed and in terms of how much effort I've got to put in, and less stability. That headwind at that speed, if it pushes to the left or the right too much, starts to knock me off, and I get scared. So, yeah, I'm curious how others feel about that. If that's something that is a feature in the mindset of other cyclists, or if that's just a weird thing I'm scared of. Pickup trucks being assholes, what are you gonna do? Passing on your left. Bunny rabbit. Ooh, chipmunk. Hello. Passing on your left.
Thank you.
Of course. Passing on your left. Love the tunnel of green, man. You just get lost. White pine is very good for that. Very flat, straight trail with just mostly forest on all sides of you. It is paved up to about Pearson, a little bit past Sand Lake Pearson area. But past that, it goes dirt for at least a little while. I don't know, honestly know, because I stick to pavement most of the time. But the trail runs all the way up to Cadillac. It's 90 miles from Trailhead here in Grand Rapids to Trailhead in Cadillac. I have a former brother-in-law who considers that his bucket list ride. And it's a pretty good bucket list ride, not gonna lie. Pretty good one. Particularly with the ubiquity of gravel bikes nowadays, you could find yourself a really nice bike that would handle both the paved and unpaved sections of that trail just fantastically. A lot better than I'm handling these bumps right now, except for that last one, man. I jumped over that real good. So yeah, as far be it from me to steal Bro's bucket list item, but damn, I may have to steal Bro's bucket list item. Sorry, bro. What did I call him? Did I call him a brother-in-law? He's not, he's like a cousin-in-law. He married my cousin. And he got divorced from my cousin, so I feel a little less bad about it. Super nice guy, though. I mean, you don't know who the fuck I'm talking about. Why am I defending him? But even my cousin, you know, has no ill will towards him by my understanding, to hear her sell it. They just were no longer right for each other and had to go their separate ways. Which, yes, sometimes that is the grown-up thing to do. I know some of you out there don't like to hear that. Very few of you are likely to get very far through one of my videos with the things I talk about. And or the clothes I wear, frankly. Sometimes I put the message right on my chest. Or on my back, but you don't get to see that anymore because the Insta360 third-person tail mount is a piece of crap. That's right, I don't know if I ever finished what I was talking about earlier. Because I was going through the camera mounts I bought. I talked about the two front ones. But then we didn't touch on the tail mount, which is really the whole deal. I don't know, maybe I did talk about it. I've talked about it in another video, so believe it's even in the description I mentioned that I broke. Well, no, it's more than in the description, it's in the video. You can see the selfie stick drop and see me go back and pick it up. So yeah, I guess if you're curious about that third mount, check out that video, or just leave a comment and I'll respond in more detail in the comments. Good time. 32. 32.0 something. I didn't quite hear it. Passing on your left. Fuck. You know what? I think I may have discovered my new preferred route through here. It's obviously not always going to be feasible when there's an event going on. But when there's nothing going on at this stadium, man, it's smoother than the Riverside Trail and takes me less out of my way than the Cedar Springs West River Drive side trail. Plus they just finished laying all this nice new pavement through here, presumably for the loading dock. I think they made a new loading dock or something. I don't know. I don't come here. I ride around here constantly, but it's been years since I passed through those gates for any reason. I am, again, to put it diplomatically, not a baseball fan. I am not a spectator sports person in general, and to my mind, baseball is the most boring sport to watch. And that's the main problem I have with most spectator sports. I get very bored watching them. I don't care how exciting the sport is. There are moments of excitement, sure. You might, something spectacular or out of the ordinary may happen, and I'll be interested for a little bit, but just the normal course of a game after game, I don't care at all. I am not invested in it, and I've never been invested in it. It's not interesting to me to watch. Even the sports I enjoy doing, like obviously cycling, since, you are watching a YouTube video on a channel that is dedicated entirely to that. I don't really like watching cycling. Certainly not like the big popular races, the long form road or gravel or what have you races, those big endurance events, what the pros ride. Man, I'm not interested. I'm not interested. It just does not appeal to me. The numbers do. The raw performance of those guys is super impressive. I just don't need to see them all pumping away in a group for hours on end. Show me the highlights later. I might be interested in some of them. The two, I wouldn't even call them exceptions because I'm not into them, really. I don't follow anyone. I don't really follow anyone seriously in either sport. But, and we'll go in order of excitement from lowest to highest. So if you invite me to a hockey game and I don't have anything else going on and I like you, I don't mind spending time with you, which, you know, some of those conditions may be harder to meet than others, then yeah, I'll probably join you at a hockey game. Almost any other type of sporting game, I'd be like, no, don't waste your money. Give that ticket to someone who will actually care at least a little bit and won't just be annoyed by the time it's time to leave. But a hockey game, I'll sit through a hockey game as long as, you know, again, the company's good. The second one, and the one that would probably be my favorite spectator sport, is track cycling. And that one is more like, I don't care if anyone's coming with me, you hand me a ticket to a track cycling event and tell me that there's at least, you know, good amateurs there, I'm there. I'll do it. Because that's fun. Particularly if you tell me there's going to be a Kieran. Man, I will watch people fly around that little velodrome all day long. I love that shit. I'm overstating it again, but in terms of how I feel about spectator sports compared to all the rest of them, I love track cycling. And that's kind of one of my bucket list things because if any of you know anything about track cycling, you'll probably know that velodrome can be a very difficult thing to come by, depending on what part of the world you are in. I am lucky enough that there is, and again, I'm not an expert in this regard, but by my understanding, an excellent indoor velodrome in Detroit, just on the other side of the state I live in. The Lexus Velodrome. I don't know, what's the wood that's fancy? I think it's white pine. It's supposed to be white pine wood. And I mean, I've looked at pictures, obviously, and stuff online, and it looks gorgeous. But that's one of my current bucket list items. Schedule a vacation to Detroit and get a couple of rounds in on the Lexus Velodrome. Honestly, a pretty easy bucket list item to do. So they have regular teaching classes. You have to do like at least the 101 course they offer, just to make sure you are familiar with both how to operate a fixed gear bicycle and how to do so on a track. Which again, if you're not new here, you will note I got one of those skills covered. I know my way around a fixed gear bicycle. Now, obviously, track bicycles aren't going to be exactly the same as the fixed gear bikes I ride in the street. So for one thing, they have to be brakeless on a track. No choice. I would say the geometry is a little different, but I think my Thunderdome is basically a track geometry bike. In terms of the actual layout of the frame, that's a track bike. That's a track racing bike in particular. So again, frame geometry, I'm comfortable with that. Fixed gear, I'm comfortable with that. The other thing that I might not be comfortable with is the gearing will be most likely higher than I'm used to. I guess for the intro class, it's hard to say because they can easily swap it out. So they may start those intro classes on like a super low gearing setup. Maybe let you upgrade if you indicate that you are strong or demonstrate that you're strong. Obviously, I've never done it, so open questions there. But yeah, that's something I'd love to do. Additionally, so obviously you got to go in and do the 101 class, and then I think they have like open sessions where just anybody can come in and ride and do whatever. Bonus points if I can, hook this bad boy up. I would love to join the club of people who have 360 camera footage of track cycling up on TikTok. I was gonna say Instagram, but I don't use Instagram anymore because, I don't know, Zuckerberg's like a Nazi or something. He's acting like one. So yeah, I don't use Instagram. I have an account. I have a Facebook account too that I only use for work. My Insta account, I really just keep open because there are certain people in my life that it's the only way I know to get in touch with them. Consistently, anyway. The type of person who has trouble keeping a phone number, if you catch my meaning. Actually, I suppose there could be a couple meanings to that, but I'm not going to elaborate. Let your imagination fill in the details. Let your greasy little imaginations fill in all those sordid details. Because frankly, I've already completely forgot what I was even talking about, and now I'm just being weird. Whew. Good ride today. getting cool again. I think I was leaving the suburbs just as that temperature was peaking. Maybe it's just straight up hotter up there today, I don't know. Anyway, lovely ride. Having a wonderful time. Nobody's trying to kill me. I think the worst I had to deal with, at least on this ride back, was one jag-off in a pickup truck honking their horn at me. There we go. That was my unnecessarily created life-threatening situation, courtesy of an SUV driver. Not sure where you're going, sir and or madam. I hope it's the last place you ever go. And a nice, cozy spot there, and just settle down. Boy, I'm getting uncomfortably close to eating this camera. Repeatedly. Been doing a lot of Monroe lately. And I'm feeling strong enough after 30 plus miles that I think we'll go climb Plainfield. Fairly certain we'll have to cut off it at some point because it's still closed for construction. But that's fine. We'll get past the murals, and that's what I like. I like to record the murals. So we will go and we will record the murals. Ugh. Headwind feels nice for once. Cooling off my face. So I'm just not really in the mood to fight you right now, Headwind. Yeah, you're not that bad, are you? You're just a tepid little bro. Just give me a little bit of air in the face to cool off. Signs say division closing at Lion on the 19th. You know, I was at Division and Lion yesterday, I want to say. And well, I guess it wasn't technically closed. There isn't a whole lot of pavement there right now. So we got to go around a bit.